Hello, hello, beautiful souls. All right, so I am trying something different. I am live streaming through my Zoom, just seeing how this works. So I was doing my studies this morning, and I was doing what I call my self-image practice. And I wanted to share it with you because I just got a message from source, from God, through like a card that I pulled, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was working on today. So I must be meant to share this. So we all, and I've talked about this a lot, and I just want to expand on it. So we all have a certain way that we look at ourselves, right? That we think about ourselves, that we visualize and feel about ourselves. And when we also, okay, so we have that inside view of ourselves, right? Have you ever had someone come up to you and say, oh my gosh, you look amazing, you blah, blah, blah. They just are celebrating you. And you're like, oh, really? Really? You see that in me, right? Like they see something completely different because like the outside image that we're projecting out doesn't match the inside. Or there's moments where like someone comes up and is like, dude, you look awful. You look like crap. And you're like, oh, that okay, well, I'm glad that you're seeing that because I feel it too, right? So sometimes it's matching and sometimes it's not. And so the really important part is we can put out, you know, a really different picture to the world, but what really matters is what we think and feel about ourselves. And so I wanted to just highlight, like, if we go around like, you know, imagining that we're not going to be successful at something, we're or here's a better example. You have this idea and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, maybe you just got a new idea for your business, or you got a inspire idea to join an opportunity, or, you know, you're excited about a new shift that a direction that you're going in. And then like this creeping voice comes in, is like, yeah, but are you really going to be able to rock that? Like that fear, doubt, and worry kind of creeps in there, right? And if we are creating from a place where fear, doubt, and worry is like kind of overshadowing what we're doing and what we're thinking, then we show up, it shows up diluted, it shows up like foggy and kind of mystified, you know, like, and people can't really connect with you because like they want to, maybe that the thing you're putting out is, and it's often like there's this overshadow of like there's something not quite in alignment with this. There's not it's not connecting for some reason, right? Well, that's because that fear, doubt, and worry like is overshadowing what it is that we're doing and how we show up. And so this morning I was doing what I call my self-image practice. So I study this material all the time with my clients. Every single morning we get on at 6 a.m. and we study some discussions. And this morning, like the lesson that I'm working on right now is all on how we see ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, where we see ourselves winning, or, and so I was taking this time this morning to just really sit and connect with who that winning version of myself is, like what that ideal day looks like and how I'm feeling and moving about through that day. And I like literally, it was like I was watching a movie of my life, of the day in the life of Kelly. And I saw myself wake up and I like felt how I felt when I wake up, and then I, you know, go into my morning practices, and I imagined myself living that life that I am dreaming of, where, you know, my husband doesn't have to work anymore. He's home. He has the freedom to do whatever he wants. He's very active in our kids. Like, he gets to put the kids on the bus instead of me, you know, and maybe we go down there together, and, you know, I have my day, and then we have our lunch together, and then, you know, I have some meetings, and then we have dinner together. We have a dinner party, and, you know, all those kind of things. So I literally like just sat with some music in my ear, and like imagined and felt and like visualized like I was watching this day. And it made me feel amazing. I was like, wow, I get to show up like that. That's me. That's me. I get to be her. And it was really, really powerful, because lots of times we are such in the habit of being ourselves that we just go on autopilot, and we aren't consciously creating. We aren't consciously showing up. And I mean, 70 to 90% of what we do in the day is on autopilot. Like, we respond to certain questions on autopilot. We start thinking the same thoughts about the same things on autopilot, right? We go into our work and like just are on autopilot. So when we are consciously creating from like, oh, how is she taking action in this space? How is she responding? What is that version of myself that's living her dream day, her dream life? Like, how is she getting up and getting ready? And it was just such a powerful space to put myself into this morning before I jumped into my day, because it also set me up and aligned me like with that version of myself. And so throughout my day today, as I'm doing my activities, as I'm connecting with people, as I'm, you know, going and talking to the mechanic about my car and like all those things, like I had it tuned into myself to show up a little bit differently. Like this version of myself that, like, you know, had that ideal day. And it changes something. It really changes something. And so if you've gone through this practice with me before, if you've been in this community a while and you've taken some of my challenges or been included in some of my master classes, like hopefully you remember that you experienced this like huge shift, and like it really does matter what we think and feel about ourselves. Like that's where we create from. And if we see ourselves like fearfully, you know, not wanting to like spend the money on something because we don't know where it's going to come from, or doubting if we're going to be successful at something. Oh, last time it didn't work and it right? Or worrying about this or that or this or that, you know, like it puts you in such a different space than it does when you're creating from a space of like just knowing you're winning. And I like to call it like the space of love. You know, am I doing something out of fear, doubt, or worry, or am I doing something out of love? Am I choosing that loving space that I'm going to show up in today? And so just remembering, like, as we're going through, you know, our day, there's still the old version of you that like you've been in the habit of being for so long, and this new version of yourself that we're creating, and they're still in the same space. You haven't created the new habit of showing up and being this new version of yourself on a consistent basis yet. So just recognizing that like both of those still show up. And I'm scheduling a masterclass for the beginning of June. It's a couple weeks away. And you know what? Maybe we'll just, okay, I'm going to explore some ideas on how to do this. Maybe do, okay, well, I'm not going to take you through that thought process with me, but maybe I'll put up a poll if you'd like some, yes, I'll put up a poll. This is how my mind processes and thinks. I have to talk out loud in order to process things. I won't take you guys on that journey with me. I'll process and then I'll post. So I am going to have a masterclass all on like that self-image, seeing yourself, knowing where that image comes from and how to create that winning image. Because really that is like a foundational key to you stepping up to that next level, you know, making that leap that you may be looking for. And yeah, it's a really important space to be able to connect into. And then I also wanted to bring in like gratitude, because I also am taking a deeper dive into gratitude, because I think there's so much more to gratitude than we really recognize, because gratitude brings us into like a really amazing vibration, amazing frequency. And when we have an attitude of gratitude, oh, that shifts things. That really shifts things. And so I am going to be sharing a lot more about gratitude and the daily practice of gratitude, and finding out what your daily practice of gratitude is as well, because it really is also a foundational key to success in anything and everything that we do. And if we are wanting to level up or to make a quantum leap or make more sales, get better at whatever it is that we're doing, we need to connect with gratitude first for what we currently have before we can have more. All right, my friends, it is my pleasure and my joy to bring you guys along on this journey of self-discovery and to help you to connect with that power that's within you more deeply and more effectively, and allow it to release out from you. All the answers to all the questions that you are searching for are already within you. But yet we have a tendency to go outside of ourselves looking for confirmation of the answers that we already have. So my purpose here is to help you to connect with that power and to allow it to come out, and trust yourself more fully, connect with divine intelligence, with God, with source, and start living from love, and stop letting fear, doubt, and worry direct where your life goes. All right, my friends, I will be hopping on here on Wednesday at 12 o'clock for another session of releasing your power from within. And I am really excited. I'm sorry about some of the technical difficulties last time, but I am excited to live stream right into our community. And if you have friends or family that would benefit from this information that you think that you would like to have join you, then make sure to send them an invite to come and join us. 12 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday. And if any of you have any comments or anything that you would like to share on this, what I've talked about today, please drop them below. I'll talk to you soon. All right, expect abundance, my friends. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.